Hey guys, as you can see, we ended day 9 with $115. Today is day 31, so we've played 2 days and our bankroll is now at 179. This is a huge increase of about $65. The biggest difference for me was playing slow tables instead of the zoom variant where you keep moving to another table after folding your hand. This makes it easier for you to get reads on your opponents and to exploit those. So yeah, that's the big thing that helped me a lot. Let's get to it. To show you what the difference is between the slow tables and the rush and cash tables, you can see that the EV in about 400 hands is around $60 here for the slow tables, while for about the same amount of hands or even more, I'm more at break even with the Russian cash tables. So as you can see, the slow ones are working a lot better for me. I also wanted to quickly note that I've been at this challenge for 1 month now, and the total profit over the whole month is $79. So we're making some progress here, and let's make even more next month. Here's the first hand of the day, Jack 10 of hearts. We get an open by this guy with 65% VPIP. I decide to 3-bet against him because he's playing a lot of cards and we should be ahead of him most of the time. But then this guy in the small blind decides to 4-bet, and I was unsure on what to do here. I probably would have folded if Browns had their folded as well, but he decides to call, and with this in mind I just decide to call as well, figuring I could hit a straight or a flush here. Obviously this flop is really great for us, and if they've got a better Jack X, we're just going broke here because I'm never folding here anymore. So yeah, this guy in the small blind with 4 bets actually checked, which is pretty strange, and I think he may have an overpair or ace king, ace queen, something like that. This Browns had to decide to donk bet here. Well, donk bet, he just bets there, and obviously I'm not folding there. This guy folds, so I think he's ace king, ace queen more likely than not, so doesn't really matter, he folded anyway. Turn is a blank, and even if he checks, we're just gonna get it in. And this guy has pocket 5s, and yeah, that's why I guess having reads on your opponent is very important. Second hand of the day, king queen of clubs. Easy open here. Get 3-bet by this guy. Pretty tight player. Makes me think ace king, ace queen, 10s plus, maybe ace jack. But I figured it's worth watching a flop. It's a pretty good flop, unless we're against ace king, in which case it's not a good flop. But yeah, I will be calling at least once here to see what happens. The turn doesn't say that much, so I'll be calling here again. He bets big, which is worrisome, so if he bets on the river again, I'm not too sure what to do. We have to see what card it brings. With the ace here, I check, and if he's gonna triple barrel here, I'm probably going to fold. although he might not have an ace, because I don't think an ace X would double barrel the flop and the turn. I mean, they could, but seems unlikely. They might take a free card on the turn and bet the river again. So I'll probably could call here, I think. But in the game I would have folded here, I think. But lucky for me, he checks behind and shows the tens. Of course we could have been against tens, jacks and queens as well, so probably a call here would have been better if he jammed, especially because the pot was pretty big as well. At least that's my thought about it right now. Third hand of the day, 5-4 suited. A very pretty hand in theory. The call against what I think is a more fishy player here. It's a great, or at least decent flop for us. I decide to bet here to make him fold. If he doesn't have a king, he might think I have it. I also have a flush draw, so that's pretty nice. Get a pair on the river. This is a okay river for us, but there's no need to bet there, because if he does call, he probably has a 10 or an 8, I think. Not really a king, because he could have bet that on the flop. So I decided to take a free river card. Could have been a 4, a 5, or in this case a heart. That's really nice for us, because now we've hit the flush and I don't think he has any, so I'll definitely be betting if he checks to me, and if he bets, I'll be raising. So this guy overbets, which makes me think he might have hit an ace, maybe trips, 2 pair. I don't think he has a flush here, although he could have had one. But I wasn't putting him on it. Well, he could have it, but chances for that are really low, because I'm blocking his hearts as well, so I decided to jam it. Fill in thanks, and after a while he does call and shows us a set of kings. So he did have a king next, but he slow played it because he had a set. Well, there's no need for such fancy play, especially in the micros, because either people have something they want to play, so they'll play anyway, or they don't have anything and they fold. All he did by slow playing was giving me a chance to outdraw him, and I did exactly that, so I'll just have to thank him for it. We got pocket rockets, easiest hand to play for our last hand of the day as well. Obviously we're gonna open it. We get 3 bet by the small blind. I'm not going to 4 bet this, because that will show the strength of the hand way too early. The flop is kinda bad board, so I think that instead of just calling, a raise might have been better. But in game I did decide to just call, but I should have raised here because I don't have the ace of spades, and the turn is kind of on not so great card, because if he does have the jack, he already has us beat. He keeps firing, but I'll still call here because he could still have a flush draw or a straight draw or a 10x or a pocket pair. The river is obviously not good, because he could have completed his flush draws. He might even have a random 5 there, or or his jacks, which he will probably not fold here anymore. So that river is really not too good for us. He checks here, and I'm not going to put in more money here, because if I bet and he check raises me or check jams, I'll just be forced to fold. So I'll just take the showdown and hope that I win here. But he did indeed hit his flush. He had both the straight and flush draw here. That's just how it goes. GG.